Good morning. Good morning. This is our Friends Wheeling Tour for Saturday, May the 30th, 2026. And we are at 339th Street in South Wheeling. An amazing house. This is something that many of us have been watching for years and years and hoping that it can be saved. So we have actually a new owner, a brand new owner, and we'll go inside in just a little bit. Joanne Sullivan is behind the camera at this point. Thank you, Joanne. And I'll take it when we go inside. So we'll do a little bit of history first. We estimate that this house was built around 1888. In mid-1881, there was a German immigrant named Charles Horstmann, Horstmann, and we do have a picture of him. As I said, he was a German immigrant. He immigrated in 1869 and became a U.S. citizen in 1876. He eventually was vice president and general manager of the Schmulbach Brewing Company, which wasn't too far from here. There is a detailed biography that included that picture that's on the History of Wheeling City in Ohio County, the Cranmer History of Wheeling. The 1888 city directory lists Horstmann residence as being at the corner of 39th and Water Street, and the 1896 shows his home at the corner of 39th and Eoff. And of course, both of those could describe this property. The actual address, street address, according to city directories, is 339th Street. The Sanborn Insurance map from 1890 shows a footprint of the house and garage at that time. The property was sold to August Holderman 4 years after Horstmann's death, and the property stayed in the Holderman family through the next two deed transfers. And then there are a series of owners. 1946, Venkoski, then 1955, Mary Kudlak and Olga Sobolski. 1996, Sloan's. 1997, Valput. 1998, Steel and Red. 1999, some trustees. 2001, the bank. 2003, Zachary and Susan Oberly. 2018, Charles Johnson. Now, over all that time period, the house eventually fell into disrepair, as you can see behind us, and as you'll see inside. We are thrilled that the new owner, Nicholas Henderson, is willing to take this on, and the city has cooperated by removing it, at least temporarily, from the demolition list. So we're hopeful that it moves forward. Now, before we go inside, a few other announcements. This Thursday, June the 4th, I'll be doing a session at the library at 6:30 on how to do research on a house. People always say, well, how'd you find that out? And I will share all my secrets. So that's a free event, 6:30 at the library down in the auditorium. Also, if you are interested, especially you online people, in becoming a member of Friends of Wheeling, we do have an online method to do that. And here is the QR code for membership. And then we've started a preservation fund that was begun with a very nice donation from the Nutting family following the passing of Snooky Nutting, who was one of the original members of Friends of Wheeling. And so we hope that that fund can help with grants and loans for people like Nick who are trying to do the right thing with our heritage. And then we have a separate QR code for that. And so we will start inside. Nick, do you want to say anything before we go in?
I'm just going to hold the mic instead. Okay. Maybe that's a little easier.
That's fine.
One of the things that stood out to me when I first got into the property and started looking at it is obviously the outside is encased with this metal siding, but on the sunroom over here, you can actually see a lot of the original wooden siding. It's still exposed and everything. It will give you a sense of an idea of what the actual appearance of the house. I haven't been able to track down any photos. Have you been able to?
No, not yet.
No. Yeah, I've been looking, but we're hoping a lot of that detail is still present and still intact and not rotted underneath these metal panels. And so you can have maybe a general idea of what this will look like down the road once all this comes off and once we start moving forward with everything. So,
okay.
Are you new to Wheeling?
I moved here earlier this year. I've been trying to get here for 2 years. It just was a long move. So,
So I take it you got a good price on this.
so this was an auction sale. Gene, I believe you guys have some stuff about how to purchase stuff at auction. This was one of the tax credit sales from the state, and then they put it onto auction afterwards, and we picked it up from the person who got it at the tax sale.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, be very careful inside. It's very rough. Unless it's changed from 2 days ago, the dumpster hasn't come yet, and there's a lot of debris. So just watch. Be very careful walking, especially if you have sandals on.
please, yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, the question is,
Sure.
how much might this cost?
I mean, it's always an open question. I mean, with some of these, if you get into structural and you have to do foundation and re-pour footings and then re-brace everything, like it can get very, very expensive. You want specific dollar numbers though. Foundations, 30 to 50,000. Mm-hmm.
For 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
I've been inside there along with the squatters,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just ripped apart in there.
Mm-hmm.
Chimneys missing, bricks falling off. I live next door, and I describe this to people at these neighborhood meetings as a fire waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be burned out. And we always
Sure.
talk about the values of properties. Has this dump brought down the values of the neighborhood?
I'm sure in its current state, it definitely has,
You can't give
right?
a timeline of how long it would take to fix this up. 3, 4, 6, 8 years or something.
No, much less than that. I mean, you know, 3, 6
everything
years.
would have to be done up to code.
Of
all
course,
the wiring,
yeah.
Plumbing, there's probably $100,000.
At least. I mean, for something like this, you would start with the ballpark range of about 200K, and then it would go up from there. You'd have to pull historic tax credits on it to enable it.
It gets disgusting. I've lived here for 20 years and nothing has been done with it.
Right.
Nothing at all. But I've seen better places torn down.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And I'll say this: the city benefits from many things. They'll destroy a perfectly good building to put something there that benefits them.
Yeah.
And it's just old. All you hear is about affordable housing. All these housing things have got lease signs on them.
Yeah.
We need jobs in this area,
That's right.
not affordable housing.
And historic preservation can provide some of those jobs.
Oh, these are jobs that are going to fix up a place for a while. That's it. I'm talking about
Yeah.
full-time factory jobs that we
Yeah.
used to have. They're not talked about anymore.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
a preservation group. We're not
Yeah.
I know that.
Okay.
But why do you want to save this place? You can't give me a time. I live next door to it, and squatters have been brought out of here. Whatever you call thieves, junkies, they're all in there. You'll see it in there unless it was cleaned out. There'll be beer bottles in there. The fireplace was used.
Yeah.
And these people were brought out in cuffs, and I'm told I can't talk about this at neighborhood meetings unless it has something to do with crime. And that
Okay.
is a crime. You
That
don't
is a
put
crime.
cuffs on innocent
Absolutely.
people.
Well, sir, this is what we call a before tour,
Mm-hmm.
and then we typically do after tours.
Oh, that'll happen
And-
in my lifetime.
Oh, well, we'll see. We hope.
Take your
We hope.
medicine and it'll
Okay. All right. Well, let's go inside.
You've done projects like this before, maybe not this extensive,
Yes.
but other projects.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And
So-
he is going to use historic tax credits.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
the real enabler for anything. That's the real enabler for anything like this. You've got to get the historic tax credits. I know it can be a little bit of a burden to walk through it, but they're there's what makes this happen. So
Yeah. Okay. Be very
Yeah.
careful inside.
please,
Let's
please.
take a look. All right. Nick, I'm going to follow you.
Okay. Sure.
Oh my, yeah, there's
Beautiful stairway, and it's very solid.
So some of the woodwork was pulled out. We're missing a fireplace over here. But by and large, you'll see throughout the building that a lot of the trim is still intact, and it has a lot of the original details and everything, too.
And pocket doors that work.
Mm-hmm.
He had a pretty high position at the brewery. I'm sure he, the original builder,
Yes, the original
wanted
owner.
to make it a showcase at that time.
Right. Now here, of course, they're missing one.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Excuse me.
All right. Shall we go this way?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
I was just waiting for everybody to kind of get in. Now the floors are all stable. There's no holes in any of the floors, so you can step around. We do have one portion of a beer bottle here, I'm afraid. Give people a chance to kind of. Oh yeah, did we show them the tile on the wheeling tile on the fireplace?
Yeah.
Maybe for the. Get that. So we've been in here a couple different times. The main problem that we see right now is the box gutters over in this corner here. It's routing some of the water behind the wall. That's the only part that we've identified so far that actually has a leak, which is kind of shocking, but yeah.
Yeah, the woodwork is gorgeous.
Fantastic. So when we talk about the circulation a little bit, so we'd have an entryway here, parlor here, dining room here, right?
Right.
So the kitchen would be off to the side. This would be more public space for the house.
All right.
The wood floors, it's kind of interesting. So a lot of the trim is super ornate. The wood floors themselves are a little bit more plain than I would have expected. I was expecting some sort of inlays or anything like that. No. Kind of surprising. We're hoping underneath this, see how it rises up. We think they put this just down for the carpet. And they did pull out, it's currently in the side yard. At one point, they pulled out a bunch of the carpet, just chucked it out the window. So we're getting that out of here. But we think all of this in here would have been carpeted. And they pulled up some of this stuff. So we're hoping once this plywood here comes out, we'll have more of the original. So we haven't built out the team here yet in Wheeling. So I'm from North Carolina, and I worked with a lot of different contractors there. And I moved here within the last year, and so we're still building that out. We're working with Derek and John Smith on another project over in East Wheeling. But I mean, to the neighbor's point, there's a ton of work and opportunities and actually jobs that we would like to have more people come into Wheeling, and like we have the projects. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So we just need the labor force here that we can actually well, we're trying.
And sadly, we will not get the major manufacturing jobs back again like there were here, and that's too bad. But that's not going to happen. But we have this amazing historic architecture still here, and plenty of jobs. Plenty of jobs.
That lost their manufacturing base, and they found a way to make something come back.
Right.
So there's answers, but
Yes.
we're just not finding the right people with the money and the answers. But
Nick is one.
go Nick.
Thank you.
One of the things, like we have a timeline right now. We have at least 2 years of active work that we're looking to bid out to different people, and we've got a couple contractors. But I mean, it's just a building out that base and bringing the people in. But there's plenty of work here for us to hand out. So.
Yeah.
What's this? I'm sorry.
No, please. We're not sure right now. So a lot of times we'd like to redo the lath and plaster, but right now part of the insulation is there's probably a thin layer of insulation on the exterior between the metal sheeting. A lot of times they slide that in, and so if we're going to bring it up to code and we want to make sure that people aren't, losing their wallet every winter, and heating stuff, we might pull the lath and plaster and put rock wool and really bring up those walls with insulation standard. But a lot of the lath and plaster on here is really intact and in really good condition. So this is something that we always go back and forth on. It's like, do you want to bring something down to studs and lose all of that original, and also there's a lot of really good building reasons to keep the lath and plaster and how it's mold resistant and how it wicks moisture away from like the wood and stuff. Like there's reasons to keep it. A lot of people look at it as like, oh, it's difficult to repair or it's a little bit annoying to deal with, but I mean, there's reasons to keep it. Yeah. It's just the insulation one, So.
Do you have a full height basement below us? What's the?
To be honest, I haven't. Don't judge me. I walked in here the other day and I was alone at first before you guys came by, and I was like, that looks a little spooky. I'm not going to go down there. So I haven't gone all through the basement. I've peeked through, so.
Okay, so we'll move on to the kitchen.
Sure. Now the kitchen floor does feel a little bit spongy in some areas, but I think it's the layers underneath it. But I wouldn't say everybody go inside the kitchen all at once. Maybe 4 or 5 people.
Might end up in that.
Well,
If you have a big breakfast, you can go in.
Yeah. It was more over here where it was a little spongy, but not crazy. I think it's just the OSB underneath it popping up. Mm-hmm.
And then there would have been a laundry room, bathroom back here.
I believe so. I think this might be an addition off of the original footprint, Gene. Like the woodwork, the flooring goes straight over, but outside I was looking at the foundations, and this one isn't on a sandstone foundation.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Let's look at can we do the porch?
Yes,
I'd
let's
love
do the
people
porch.
to see the porch.
Come on at this age.
They're going to give them time to cycle through and all that.
Yeah.
No, you can go upstairs. Absolutely. Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There are 3 floors. We'll hit them all. May not do the basement today.
I didn't bring my big flashlight, so.
Oh, okay. Let's go ahead. They'll follow us.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Let's head over to. Sure. Let's get over there. Now this little side, the sunroom over here, will also give you a look on that siding that I was mentioning before. But the door, the access throughout here is a little bit thin. And so this is what we're hoping to actually see once we peel back all of that. So, we've had pretty good success a lot of times pulling off siding, and actually it's pretty resilient wood a lot of times. A lot of times they didn't cap it just because it was in bad condition. They just were looking for...
So you're saying we, so you have a group of people doing this?
Mm-hmm. And you can see that the neighbor's house is very close, so you can understand his concern. Very understandable. But I'm convinced that he will start being happy.
Yes, he will.
He will.
When he sees the progress, I'm sure he'll be,
All right. Do you want to wait here a minute and show people this siding, and we'll go on upstairs?
Sure.
Would you do that? Okay. All right.
So do we know
Well, did you mention whether or not you're going to take this back to single family or?
So that's something that we'd like to talk more about with the city, and it's something that we're discussing. One of the things that I've noticed a little bit, but obviously it requires a lot of community engagement about, is there's a lot of like amenities and stuff that have closed in South Wheeling. And so if you look at a map of the city, it's like, well, is there a coffee shop in South Wheeling? Is it like what restaurants are still in South Wheeling? You know, and so if we can do something that has community buy-in, that might be, we use the ground floor for something because it's right off the Heritage Trail, and then it leads also, and so there's a good opportunity to like, but obviously, I mean, that depends on the neighbors and the buy-in and being sensitive to like how stuff is used. It was broken down to, I believe, 2 or 3 apartments at one point. We've got the wiring actually coming in over here, the older stuff. So at one point it was split down into some sorts of apartments. We would like to see it used in whatever sustainable way we need to enable the project to go forward. So we got to work with the city, we got to work with the people in South Wheeling and find a consensus around that. But we're pretty flexible on what that use looks like, as long as it preserves the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
And being right next to the trail, someone even without, you know,
This
maybe the garage has a ice cream shop or something, you know.
Exactly. This is
Yeah.
or even a bodega or something.
Yeah.
You know, for people coming up.
Yeah.
Encouraging more people to come up and down the trail.
Right.
Exactly.
Is one of the things.
It's a huge asset, and I think that
Nothing wrong with hoagie cake either.
yeah, no,
Thursday they have a spaghetti special.
yeah. I went there just the other day. They're great spot. Great spot. I love it.
Okay.
But it's one of these spots in South Wheeling that I've gone to. But that might also, as not being here for that long, that also might be my lack of, you know, being able to get out and experience places so far. So
Okay, let's move on
Sure.
upstairs.
Okay.
all right.
Yes, you may need to tell people how to get in here.
This is, if I can, this is one of our only pieces of Eastlake hardware that's left in the house. All of the hinges, the doors, and everything used to be all Eastlake, and that, what is it? Gene, is it cast bronze? Is that what it is? All of that hardware, the Eastlake stuff.
What is
Cast bronze?
Oh, gee, I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
But they were. All that is currently missing. So.
Yeah.
And Gene, if you wanted to just shoot a little view up through this stair gap, so we can kind of see how.
So how's the access to the sunroom? It's through the kitchen?
Through the kitchen and then through here as well. All right.
Right through that flap.
As I mentioned before, the railing on the stairs is very sturdy. And the tallest second floor ceilings that I think I've seen in a house.
Yeah.
Very tall.
Mm-hmm.
So this would have been a bedroom.
I think 3 bedrooms here along this
Second
side.
bedroom here.
The footprint on it is great. We've got some of the lines and shutters
Nice.
here.
Yeah, beautiful shutters.
It's a mix with the windows. Some were replaced with vinyl. Some are still original.
And a closet that you can hang things the right way. All right, and then the last room on this floor would have been a bathroom. Oh, there's actually 2 little rooms.
Right. I'm not exactly sure what the division of stuff would have been for this.
Okay.
What this would have originally been used for. What are your thoughts, Jane?
I would think it may have been like a storage closet.
Okay.
Um,
Large.
could be, yes, very large.
Yeah.
But it was a big house.
Mm-hmm.
I
Do you
don't.
think this is a type of a house of this size? Do you think there might have been like a maid's room or something of the Would that have been on the third floor, or?
Typically in Wheeling, the maids' rooms were on the third floor, but those houses quite often had 2 stairs.
Front and back staircase?
Yes. And so it's really hard to tell. I could not find, or I didn't find how large the original family was, for instance. We could probably look in census records.
Sure.
And
Check the
census
household size.
records indicate live-in help.
Great. Yeah,
Okay,
let's do that.
so we'll go on upstairs. And again, very sturdy banister.
Yeah.
And another bedroom here. This looks like a boy's bedroom. Another bedroom here, a smaller one
Pictures?
with a nice closet.
I think it'd be fun to see all your pictures together.
Small bedroom here in the front. And this is my favorite room. Doesn't this look like a little girl's room? It's pink and the windows are amazing.
I love those windows, yeah.
They're gorgeous.
All right, so this is the end of our formal tour. Nick, thank you very much. We're going to sign
Thank you guys
off
for
and
coming.
then we can be less formal for the rest of the time. So this is Jean Finstein, Friends of Wheeling. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, everyone.